Hey everybody, Charlie 902 here, and welcome back to Tales of Arise. We last left off, we were doing some side missions. We thought that we had a book we could give the librarian here, but we were 100% wrong on that. So let's continue on and see what we can do. So we have... Tell you what, let's look at our quests real quick. Also, I think I need to change some equipment. Yeah, we have an opal. I want to go back to... What do we have? This does defense, elemental attack, wind damage, increased aggro, paralysis resistance, fire damage, and elemental defense. That might be pretty good. Let's put that on. I know I had I believe it was attack charm on, but it was only a level 1. We need to try to get a much better level 1 of those. So let's see what missions we can do. Activity record. Sub. Mysterious pair we're still looking for. I believe we found one of the 3 that we're supposed to find. Owl Forest, we need to find some more owls. Shion the Fashion Critic. We went back to Ulzebek, I believe it was, to see if the guy found his clothes. He hasn't found them yet. Bibliophile, this is the one I tried to do. We do not have the rarest book yet. And Giant Zoogle Hunt is defeat the Mantis. Tell you what, let's go see about defeating that Mantis. I don't remember what level it was. It was pretty high, and it may still be too high for us, but we'll save and see if we can knock it out. Let's go ahead and do that. So we need to go to Calaglia, and I believe it was... If we hit Ulzebek, yeah, we can go to it's the ravine, and it's here. So yeah, it's right outside of Ulzebek. So let's go and camp in Ulzebek. We'll go ahead and sleep for the night, get some buffs going, and see if we can do this. No, we want to go in the inn. Can we go in the inn? We cannot go in the inn. Let's go here. We'll also check on the guy and see if he's gotten his clothes. I don't think he has. I don't know what we need to do to make that world state change or to progress that quest. We've reached our destination. Let's go check real quick. See, he still doesn't have clothes on, so he hasn't found what he needs yet. Let's go rest in the inn. We're probably going to get murdered. Talk. Rest. Yeah, we want to cook. What do we want? We want tack up. Tack up doesn't seem bad. Let's do that. Cuts duration, but boosts effect. Duration would go down to almost, 3.5, almost 4 minutes. I think we'll make it with someone else and just keep the effect for 5 minutes. I really love the jingle that's played when you sleep. One of the best that I've heard in an RPG in a long time. Alright, so it'd probably be quicker just to run rather than warp. Seeing as how it's right outside town. If I recall correctly, and I doubt that I do, I remember this thing being like level 40 something. If that's the case, then yeah, we're not going to be able to defeat it. But I could be misremembering. So we're going to go check. And probably die. Now, will these lower level Zoogles avoid us now? Well, I ran into them, so let's beat them real quick. There we go. That was, yeah. Love the feeling of being overpowered.
Barely a blip on our radar.
Yeah. Barely a blip. All right, so this thing.
That's no ordinary stray there.
No, this thing looks pretty brutal. For now. Hold on, before we touch it, let's go ahead and do this. Oh, wrong button. System, save here. We'll try to run. Yeah, it's 43. Let's see what we can do to this thing.
This one's tough. Here I come. Be still.
Oh yeah, it's like one-shotting us. We're doing no damage. Alright, we're going to man, we can't just load from here? Can we run? How do we run? Oh, we're dead. Let's change to you. Let's hit this. Cannot flee. Strategy, added equipment, arts. Can we just have everybody wipe real quick?
This one. Photon blast. More field.
On guard.
More for the stockpile.
I wanted to go just a straight load.
Fire blade.
Not like this.
More for the stockpile.
Come on, kill everybody. Kill
Thunder blade. Now
Rinwell.
hit.
She dodged it?
In here.
She didn't dodge that.
Sorry.
Okay, 43. That's the magic number. Oh, what happens if you wipe? We got right back up. Oh, recovering from a party defeat. When the party wipes out in a normal fight and loses, it costs CP to recover in that same area. While you still return to the same area, even with no CP, you won't recover HP, meaning that retreating to accrue CP can still be wise. So wait, is there no punishment to death other than CP? I thought that would be game over. Huh. Okay. Well, I see shinies, so we're going to go ahead and pick those up. And then we're going to go, I guess, progress main story. Let's fight these real quick. Get our confidence
Seriously?
back.
Is this a joke?
Burning strike.
Yeah, 43.
A comfortable win.
We'll try to remember that. All right, we got the wheat. All right, so no sense in loading the game then. We know Mantis is here. It was question marks before, but since we fought it and lost, we now know what it is. Now, question. Is it in our best diary now? Let's check it out. Field guide. Enemy info. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, it's right here. And it tells us the level that it is. And it's okay, so it's actually worth fighting and dying to this thing to kind of get this. Stray Zoogle found in the Sandinus ravine that stands out compared to other species by its virtue of its bulky frame and combat finesse. The sickle it carries cuts through anything with ease and can also fire out shockwaves to boot. Tells us its resistance, its weakness. Yeah, that tells us everything about it. Okay, cool. Unique. These are like story bosses. And then normal. There's actually quite a bit of good info in here. It tells us what is dropped, resistances, weakness. It tells us every stat. Okay, and gives us a bio on each of those. Wouldn't mind going through that actually at some point, but I'm not going to do that on while I'm recording here. All right, so where do we need to go? We need to go to main story is here, Hidden Wharf. Can't warp to Hidden Wharf, but we can warp to here. And we can rest and get our CP back, maybe cook another meal, and continue on with the main
Looks like
story.
we made it here in one piece.
Oh, we also need to manage our animals. Cow, chicken, and horse. Chicken, horse, beef. Send the barn. Pig. Confirm no feed. Chicken. Confirm no feed. And cow. Confirm no feed. Cool. And sell items. Nothing to sell. Oh, I believe we unequipped the tome from Rinwell, if I can say her name correctly. No, we did. Okay, she's got it equipped. All right, let's rest. Continue on.
I hope we manage to catch Almadria soon.
I hope so too, before she can cause any more havoc.
You okay, Rinwell?
Oh, yeah.
Don't push yourself too hard now, okay?
Okay. Thanks.
Still don't know why we didn't just let her kill Almadria.
Oh, Hoodle. I don't know what to do.
Rest. Yes, we do want to cook, but we don't know what we're walking into at this point. I think we're probably going to the next zone. and Almadria may be like the big bad, but I'm not 100%. XP boost isn't the worst thing. That is tea. I think we have a fruit sandwich which gives us better XP boost, right? Yeah. XP boost L, which I'm assuming means large. Reduce effect but boost duration. No, I want to keep the duration. Yeah, that's just milk, strawberry, lemon. Okay, we'll do that. Ooh, we have dialogue. Let's go Dohalim. He's one of the most interesting here.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
It is.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Because she respects
Couldn't
you?
it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. We'd best get ready for tomorrow.
I think Dohalim's being pretty darn hard on himself. Even with what he was doing, it wasn't his fault that the suffering was happening.
Shall we get moving?
That was never in his intent. Alright, we need to go down this way, right? Alright, what is through the Hidden Wharf? I think we've stepped in here a couple of times and don't think we've actually went anywhere further
A dead
on.
end?
No, there's an elevator. Looks operational.
Yeah, it wasn't operational until the story needed it to be. Let's go to the wharf. Oh, actually, no, we're not going to the next zone. She has a giant... There we go. She has a citadel on a ship, which is pretty badass, actually. What
I
is
can't
this?
believe there's actually an underground harbor here.
Flatfish.
There are even boats docked.
I only see Danans. Think they were forced to work here?
Probably. Let's see what they have to share about Almadria.
Ooh, we got a fast travel point. What's up, brother? This might not be the best place in the world to work, but at least you spend your days never having to worry about starving. You can head out to fish in the ocean, but if you don't mind river fishing, there's a good spot outside with all the fish you could ever want. I want to fish in the ocean. I want to fish everywhere. It's real unusual for Lord Almadria to come through here without letting any of us know ahead of time. She took off with a sizable posse, too. Wonder what that was all about. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm just glad she didn't ask us to come along with her. Ooh, treasure chest. Is there anything over here? Nope. Open. Heavy treat. That's good. That gives everybody HP. That's good for like if a party's about to wipe from having a real difficult attack. Should we go over? This thing is cool. All right, let's talk to you guys. I ain't been back to Niez in a long while. If it ain't one bright eyes busting my chops on the deck, it's another busting my chops on the docks. Speaking of which, did you hear they say that cargo might contain stolen goods what someone smuggled from outside the realm? Oh yeah, I heard, but it don't concern us what's inside. Our job is to process them and move on. Yeah, I hear you. We got enough to worry about with how heavy it's going to be to haul it around. Okay, so suspicious cargo. Just looking for shinies and hidden stuff. Mackerel. I recall that being actually good. Alright, before we go and look any further, I want to go around this side. This boat here is used for shipping. Always takes off with an empty cargo hold and comes back with a full one. Pretty big, ain't she? But compared to Lord Almadria's personal ship, this thing's a cupcake. So her personal ship is massive. That is cool. So is this how we're going to get to her personal ship? Is with this cargo ship here? What is this filigree in the back here? Is that just for looking cool? Because I'm digging it. Yeah, this is a cool ship. I really like how that bridge design is there. Get out of my way. Alright, let's sneak on board, I guess.
You didn't happen to see a lord come by, did you?
Sorry, friend, but she just left. Came by with a whole posse of underlings, boarded her ship, and took off at first wind. We damn near got blown away. She was that much in a hurry.
Damn! So we missed her!
You guys trying to go after her? Need a ride?
Yes.
Are you saying you know how to steer a ship?
Spent most of my life chained to the deck of some ship or other. Yeah, I know my jib from my boom.
I don't.
We don't know how
What
dangerous
is a
it'll
jib
be.
or a boon?
Better you give us the boat and stay on solid ground.
Whoa there! You been out on the water before? The sea ain't nobody's friend, you know. You need a sea dog like me, or you'll sink her before she makes it out the harbor.
We're losing time. Sir, we're in your debt.
Let's go,
Now
sea
that's
dog.
more like it. Name's Mahavar. Just give me a holler when you're all set, and we'll set sail.
Find it very odd that the Lord Almadria, who ran away to her sea bastion, didn't just like destroy this ship on the way out, or at least leave some guards to prevent us from getting on this ship to head out. It seems like an oversight, but we'll make her pay. Let's go. Yeah, we're ready to go. Set sail. All right, just hold on tight because it's going to get bumpy. Are we going to see like a cutscene, or are we just going to magically appear at her ship? There we go. That ship is cool. Even for a cargo ship, I really like how it looks. Oh.
This is like a dream come true. Never gotten to captain a ship before. Never would have thought I'd get a chance like this. Thank you, y'all.
I thought you
The
said
pleasure's all ours.
you knew.
Think we'll catch up to her?
Of course we will. They got too much weight on them. Meanwhile, this ship's carrying nothing but us salty scalawags. They got a good head start on us, but we can take them.
I feel like
Do you know if there are any damage
this
on
is
that
a
ship?
battleground.
Couldn't say for sure. On the one hand, seeing as it's supposed to be something of another castle, I'd reckon they probably wouldn't let a bunch of Danans on board. On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Until then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
Okay, so party disbanded.
I know Mahavar said we could take it easy, but there's not exactly a lot to do on this boat. I guess I'll check in on everyone and see how they're holding up.
So before we do that, let's go look at the front. Uh-oh. I shouldn't have did that.
Do you think Law is okay?
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all have things we'd prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell. So what if you had something to hide? It doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almadria, right?
Yeah. I hate her, Alphen. I can't stop hating her. Even just thinking about her makes my head feel like it's going to explode. But it's not just her. I think about the way Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel alongside. And yet, Cyslodia's Danans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Sar has people like Deadeye. But then there are people like Law and Shion. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Judge people by their actions and how they are as a person, rather than
you had to forgive Almadria.
Their
it's only natural
nation,
you would hate your
culture,
family's
beliefs,
murderer. But
race.
But what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well, I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away. Law let revenge fuel him, and I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almadria when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen. Say, back then, after the fight, I think I really made Shion mad. I don't know, though. Maybe it just looked that way. But I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Shion's... She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really talk a whole lot about herself.
It's just what she said about hate being a source of strength. Where did that come from? I wonder how it feels, not being able to hold another person's hand.
Look at her trying to empathize. That's some good character progression there for her. Only more people could do that. Try to see how other people feel. That water's beautiful. Sky, not so much. Water, beautiful. It's very like whimsical music playing here. Alright, let's talk to Shion. So we just need to get close to him. We don't need to actually interact.
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almadria's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. The waves. They help me think. This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cyslodia, the lush green glades of Menancia, the harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its Lake of Death, and Nias its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
Lake of Death sounds cool.
Say we actually manage to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Danans and the Renans then?
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere, too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Danans too.
Yeah, you were brought up
But
that way.
I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And yet, they didn't come from just the Danans. And the good things too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it.
Hey!
So, I guess you're right after all, Alphen. I have changed.
Ooh, ooh.
You know, I've never actually touched another person like this.
Shion.
Give her a hug.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dana. Always.
Hug her. Hug her now.
And now?
Listen to the crescendo.
Do you still not remember your past?
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. But then this mask stops me.
The mask keeps you from remembering why you have the mask in the first place. It's a little ironic, isn't it?
A little.
Shion knows, doesn't she?
Well, it won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns, you know? Only 2 lords remain. And once you have their master course, you'll be able to create the Renis Alma, right? Then you can... Shion?
Sorry, it's nothing. Promise.
Oh, it's something.
You're right, though. It'll all be over soon. I never could have made it this far on my own. I have everyone to thank for that. Including... especially you, Alphen.
Don't worry about it. We're friends, after all.
Look at her looking off.
Yeah, we are.
How much you want to bet she's actually a lord trying to kill all the other lords so she can be the ultimate lord? Is this the boat of just like character arcs? Like everybody is going to have like a pivotal moment in their character arc right now at this point in time?
You don't look so good. You all right?
She's seasick.
The floor. It keeps moving. How can you stand it? How can you even stand?
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almeidrea were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like they're mere playthings.
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niez was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadheim?
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renan rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renans for the sake of the Danans. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Danans like Deadheim.
It used to be that the Danans were the ones in the right, and the Renans were the ones in the wrong. Though, maybe that was just a biased perspective from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renans ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be either. That's clear to me now.
That said, even putting aside bad apples like Deadheim for a moment, you may be able to free the Danan people. But that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll be hard for them to not give in to their resentment. I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in Menancia.
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to the depths Almadria did.
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renans invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renans invaded, we Danans had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadeye's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Bayfon tell it, Deadeye wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renans, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renans but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
But that world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Megal, though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now, many people still do. And then, there's you.
Who, me?
You and Shion.
Not sure I follow.
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renans and Danans do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
Ooh, spectacularly.
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it, isn't it?
I really don't see what you're
You're
getting.
literally the only one she can touch.
I think I'm getting seasick again. Sorry. Can you just give me a wide berth for a few minutes?
All right, all aboard the XSS Exposition. Apparently we're all experiencing huge character growth and character arcs upon this ship, and we will continue to see what other story elements it has for us next episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, please consider a like, a comment, and or a subscribe. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.